we've, I don't know what the exact numbers, but I think we sold about $4,000 worth of produce from our farm last summer at the Eastern Market. And with the organic food movement, people want to know where their food is coming from. Is it from an organic farm or a factory farm? Is it sprayed with herbicides and pesticides? And they really want to know, with the increase in cancers and childhood obesity and our health issues, a lot of people are looking at the food source as being one of the health issues. So we're finding a big interest in our organic produce that we produce at the farm.
Well, tell us a little bit more about, again, name some of the different vegetables and produce.
Well, on the farm around the pasture are garden beds, and we rotate those every year so we don't take everything out of the soil. There's some plants that have nitrogen fixing bacteria, legumes and alfalfa and different things that'll put energy into the soil. So we rotate, and we plant just about everything at the market. We got strawberries and greens and carrots and lettuce and potatoes and raspberries and apples and beets and melons and squash and cucumbers. I think we got it all really here. Which is a little bit unusual too for a farm. Most farms just focus on one or two animals, like cows or carrots or one thing, or apples, where we've kind of got a demonstration farm. So there's a whole lot of learning just on one plant, as you can probably ask a farmer who's done it for a lot of years. So we think it's a great educational opportunity to have all these things here at the farm.
Well, you mentioned composting earlier. Do you do any vermicology, with developing worms and other things for, helping to build the soil?
Yes, we do. We have worm beds in our greenhouse for the winter, and then we have compost piles where we put the worms on, and we have very huge. We've probably got a couple hundred yards of compost, and they're large, 10-foot high piles of compost that go kind of break down year-round. Even in the winter, we have students testing the core temperature of these compost piles, and they cook all year round. So we're almost able to produce all the compost we need on the gardens with the waste plants and manure and hay that we use here.
Well, can you speak from a personal sense, not only for yourself, but also what you've witnessed from kids being involved with getting their hands in the dirt and nurturing with the animals? Do you think that's produced not just a psychological effect, but created a sense of really appreciating where life comes from?
Yes, I think agriculture, like I said, is the #1 industry, and it really is the reasons why kids don't go to school in the summer, so that they can work on the farm and plant and weed and harvest. So we're really doing city kids a disservice in the summer by just not having stuff for them to do, and then they get in trouble and we blame the kids. I think we need to start developing summer agriculture programs to teach kids some common things that you learn on a farm, like do chickens have sex, or how does corn grow, or how far apart do you plant things? And these are all things that are important to learn, and kids on the farm learn it from elementary school. And a lot of the high school kids in the city don't know these common things that many rural kids learn on the farm. So we think by running this farm, we're able to teach a lot of really valuable and practical, and not technical too, very complex scientific and mathematical issues are also involved in the farm. So we think it's just a great educational tool, and I've been doing it now, I think about 20 years, and I had a student that graduated in 1994, came back last week, and she was telling me that I taught her how to drive, and I taught her how to drive by driving a tractor, and I taught her how to pour cement and use a wheelbarrow, and put on shingles and all these things that we do at the farm, and she was really appreciative of that knowledge and is using it and in what she does nowadays. So
there's really a lot of practical skills that are taught here on the school. Do you think that this could be a model for other areas to get kids out not in the field, but just get them out into the real world and learn about functional education?
Yeah, I really feel strongly that hands-on learning, all the research is showing that the reason why humans are so smart is because of our hands are pretty complex machines, so that when you use your hands, whether it's to dig or plant or saw a board, you're really energizing your brain in special ways. So we think it's really going to not just teach in a different way, but teach more and also not lose that concept. So you can use square feet in a math class and you can do it on the board, but when you got to weed 100 square feet, that square foot sticks in your head as something real, and then you can apply it and keep it for the rest of your life because you're applying it, because your hands are working on stuff. So we think, and it's been in the literature now for many years about hands-on education and in science and in math and a lot of the disciplines, and we are trying to learn how to teach it. Unfortunately, most of education has occurred in books for so many years that teachers have to learn new strategies on how to teach using hands-on, and it's for my case, it's been a lot of extra hours after school getting this classroom together. So we're gonna, if we want to do it and teach kids this way, we're gonna need a whole lot more help. And I've got that help at Catherine Ferguson by coordinating volunteers. So we've got about 30 full-time volunteers that work at the school, because with animals like the goats, you got to milk them twice a day, 7 days a week. So I get the students to do it in the morning, but we have volunteers that come at night to milk the goats and feed the animals on weekends. So it's been a big volunteer community effort, and I think not just get them to help us out, but to get volunteers in the community to see what's going on inside schools. Most people, when they graduate, never go back inside a school. Sometimes they drop their kids off at the front door and never go in to integrate with teachers. And teachers are now finding that it takes a village or a whole community. The teachers can't do it all alone. So we're trying to invite parents and community members back into the schools to see what the issues are and see if they can help us. And I've certainly tapped into that with our community volunteers in terms of weeding and milking and working with kids and helping me on field trips and all the millions of things that go on in on the Catherine Ferguson Academy farm.